in beings who have well-developed roots of goodness, who have done their tasks well, who have accumulated provisions for the path, who have attended Buddhas in the world, who have consolidated pure practices, who are in the care of spiritual friends, who have thoroughly purified their intentions, who have great determination, who are endowed with supreme zeal, and who actualize pity and compassion, the aspiration for enlightenment is aroused, for the quest of enlightened knowledge, for the attainment of the 10 powers, for the attainment of great expertise, for the attainment of the enlightened quality of impartiality, for the salvation of all beings, for the purification of great mercy and compassion, for the attainment of knowledge of all in the 10 directions, for the unobstructed purification of all Buddha lands, for awareness of past, present, and future in a single instant, and for expertise in turning the wheel of the great teaching. This intention of enlightening beings, furthermore, is aroused and guided by great compassion, controlled by wisdom and knowledge, sustained by skill and means, stabilized by will and determination, immeasurable as the power of Buddhas, clearly distinguishing the power of sentient beings and the power of Buddha, focused on unfragmented knowledge, in accord with spontaneous knowledge, completely receptive to the guidance of wisdom and knowledge of all Buddha teachings. It is as ultimate as the cosmos, as enduring as space, abiding forever. With this arousing of the mind, the enlightening being is beyond the stage of mundane beings, has entered the rank of enlightening beings, is born in the family of the enlightened, cannot be slandered by any racial slur, has left all mundane paths and has entered the transmundane path, is stationed in the reality of enlightened beings, is properly established in the abode of enlightening beings, has attained equanimity, is established in the lineage of Buddhas past, present, and future, certain to become a perfectly enlightened. Established in these things, the enlightening being is established in the first stage of enlightening beings, that of extreme joy, by attainment of imperturbability. Here, standing on the stage of extreme joy of enlightening beings, one is filled with extreme joy, filled with calm, filled with happiness, filled with ebullience, filled with exaltation, filled with delight, greatly invigorated, most uncontentious, most harmless, and free from anger. Thus is the enlightening being extremely joyful when stationed in the enlightening being's stage of joy. One becomes extremely joyful thinking of the Buddhas teachings, of the enlightening beings, of the practices of enlightening beings, of the purification of the transcendent ways, of the eminence of the stages of enlightening beings, of the indestructibility of enlightening beings, of the teachings of the Buddhas, and of the ability to benefit beings. And thinking of the means of entry into the knowledge of all Buddhas, the enlightening being is imbued with extreme joy. Detached am I from all mundane objects. I have entered the vicinity of Buddhahood. I have left behind the stage of infantile ignorance and drawn near to the stage of knowledge. I am cut off from all evil and states of misery. I am a refuge for all beings. I am near to the vision of all the Buddhas. I am born in the realm of all Buddhas. I have reached equality to all enlightening beings. Gone from me are all fears and terrors. Thus thinking, the enlightening being gives rise to extreme joy. Why? because that is what happens to all fears with the enlightening being's attainment of the stage of joy. Fear such as fear of not surviving, fear of ill repute, fear of death, fear of states of misery, fear of intimidation by groups, all these fears leave. Why is that? Inasmuch as the very concept of self is gone, there is no self-love, much less any love for material things. Therefore, there is no fear of not surviving. One does not seek any honor from anyone, but rather thinks one should provide others with sufficient means of subsistence. Therefore, there is no fear of ill repute. And because one has no view of self, one has no concept of self, and therefore no fear of dying. Thinking that one is dead, one will certainly not be separated from the Buddhas and enlightening beings. One therefore has no fear of states of misery. Thinking that there is no aspiration in any world equal to, much less greater than, one's own aspiration for enlightenment, there is no fear of intimidation by groups. Thus, all fears and terrors are removed. Furthermore, the enlightening being, due to having made great compassion foremost, strives all the more with an indestructible, extraordinary will for the fulfillment of all roots of goodness, by mastery of perfect faith, by purity of intention, by wealth of true understanding, by having developed mercy and compassion, by having attained great kindness, by indefatigability of mind, by adornment with conscience, by attainment of joy in tolerance, by honor and respect for the teachings of the completely enlightened, by tireless collection of roots of goodness, night and day, by service to good spiritual friends, by enjoyment of true teaching, by insatiable searching for learning, by correct contemplation of the teachings as they are heard, by mental non-attachment, by absence of craving for gain, honor, or fame, by absence of desire for goods, by tireless production of a jewel-like mind, by seeking the stage of omniscience, by concentration on the powers, expertise, and unique Buddha qualities of all enlightened ones, by unattached seeking of the transcendent ways, by abandonment of all deception and dishonesty, by acting in accord with one's words, by constant preservation of truthful speech, by not allowing the family of the enlightened to die out, by not abandoning the teachings of enlightening beings, by mountain-like imperturbability of mind, by discerning knowledge of all mundane doings, by attainment of the transmundane path of relinquishment, by constant seeking of the supreme ultimate